Fantasy V. Don't wake them up. Ah, crap, I did. Don't. Looks like Bart's needs a warm glass of milk. Nope, he apparently just needs a walk in the night air. Crystals. Reminds me of my parents. Because that sounds angsty, right? I must defend the crystal at all costs. Okay. If something ever happens to me, never tell Bartz about the crystal. Because he might get the weird sensation to follow me. I don't want it to burden him. Oh, okay. Darling, please don't talk like that. Yeah, I'm gonna be a little dramatic here, and I don't really care. This story's very predictable, so I might as well have some fun with it. So a little bit of backstory into Bartz's history. Unfortunately, that isn't enough to work with, but okay. Now he needs a warm glass of milk. Oh. Father, I'll defend the crystals. And I totally don't notice Sock standing over me. Creepy, but okay. Is something the matter? Oh, nothing. I was just thinking about my parents. Ellipses, ellipses, ellipses. They were very dear to me. Of course they were. They're your parents. Here, take this. What is it? The key to the canal. Use it to open the gate, to pass through to walls. We thought you said you lost it, buddy. I only lied because I was worried about Reyna. Aha. But please promise me you'll protect Reyna. Well, she's a crystal bearer, so I don't really need to do that. Duh. And they all agree, and now we shall never speak of this again. Please take care of yourself, princess. And not these others. For they are lowly, stinking commoners. No, I didn't say that. Alright, so... Have you had your fill of rum? Cotton, wait! Blow me bagpipes! Or bless me bagpipes. Jar, I'm leaving ye. Look, we can probably talk this out. Captain, why? We'll follow you wherever you go. Yeah, we're gonna need a crew for the ship. No. First, you're an idiot. But Captain! Looks to be a long journey. While I'm gone, ye brigands guard the booty. But Captain! Do as your captain orders. What? What about the rum? Who's gonna pay our rum tab? Aye, aye, Captain. I guess we'll all get jobs at the local McDonald's. Captain, fare thee well! Yeah, we just tossed out an entire pirate crew that could have managed the ship for us. Not the best move we could have made. Welcome back to Final Fantasy V. So now that we have the key, we can go through the Torna Canal and go through to the next crystal, which lies in the town of Walls. Or the kingdom, rather. Reyna, what's wrong? The wind crystal's broken. Yeah, we covered this already. The wind's weak now, but soon it'll stop entirely. the air will stagnate, and the birds won't be able to fly anymore. That's a little dramatic, don't you think? According to this world. Yeah, that's the way it goes. Father said we must guard the other 3 crystals, or the world will be destroyed. Might as well be. 3 crystals? The water, fire, and earth crystals. And if they're destroyed? For a while, nothing would change. But gradually, the earth would decay. And the waters would stagnate. Fire would grow cold. I'm finding it really hard to take that. And the earth would become uninhabitable. Okay. We'll get into this in a second. We've got to protect those crystals, baby. Yeah, if you don't remember, he's now Lando Calrissian. Did your memory just return? No, but we've got to protect it just the same. I'll join you, old one. Yeah? We needs to find Rena's father, true. The king who disappeared into thin air? Come on, Bart, you didn't really think that wasn't the king. Tar! He leaves as sure as ye or I. I feel it in me bones. Okay. Bart's, will you come along too? Well, of course he will. He's... I'm just a rover. But seeing this... The crystal shards. Yes, we got that's what he was showing you. They've lent us their power to save the world. Essence of wind. Onward to protect the crystals. Now you're talking. Let's go, baby. Might as well have some fun with this game. Yes, the plot is horribly predictable, but you know, we'll get through it. We'll get through it. All right, so now we can enter the Torna Canal. Now, Hydra, don't eat Bart's. Bart's, where in tarnation did you get that canal key? Does it matter? Come on. And of course we remember. Alright, so this opens up the Torna Canal. While we are making our way through it, I'm just going to go ahead and go into a quick update on some of the games that I've been playing. So the next game that I wanted to get into was No More Heroes. I have now killed the rank 4 assassin. I got to do a fun fight with that. Basically, he was a magician, and so I got to do like a fight in the form of a magic show, which was pretty freaking awesome. I gotta say, that was pretty inventive, especially since everybody was absorbed into the show. But the best part about it wasn't necessarily that. Well, on my way to it, I came across a mini game that was kind of like Galaga, except with a giant robot. The same giant robot that turns out to be in Travis's room, and I love that. So I appreciate the nostalgia that the game loves to play on, but man, that fight was actually pretty good. Right now I'm currently working on getting into the rank 3 fight, but I did get into rank 4 and beat that boss. Was really happy with how that went through. And I'm still enjoying No More Heroes, I gotta say. It's a real fun game. I'm kind of sad I missed it up to this point. What the heck is that? A whirlpool. It must be one of the monsters sealed in the canal. You mean that was supposed to make its way into here? Yar! I'm losing her! She can't hold on much longer! God! Oh, I'm sorry. I'm Lando now. We're gonna get sucked into that whirlpool, baby. Yeah, we're gonna go with it. I like it. I like the Lando accent. And you guys are gonna have to probably deal with this in this Let's Play, is that I'm gonna ham this crap up. I will probably dig into my inner Shatner. Because this game is as quirky with its plot. Hydra! What is it? Something's coming. Dun dun dun! And now we have a boss, who is the Carl boss. Alright. Well, it's nice to know his name is Carl. While we are working on him, let's go ahead and get into another update. So, the other thing that I've been able to get into was Dragon Age Origins. So I beat the Dwarven storyline. I got their alliance. I was able to help Bronca. I watched her go crazy, which was kind of funny. And then eventually I went and recruited the Elves, which had a much more involved storyline. We'll go into a little bit more detail when this whole thing is done, but because we got a little bit of story coming. But right now I'm still liking Dragon Age Origins. I'm liking the story as it's told so far. So you can know that at least. Oh, we got out of the whirlpool! Except... no! Hydra! Oh, it lets out a sad cry. That's not cool, man. Hydra! Don't you die on me! We'll sail together again, I swear it! Forrest was channeling his or her inner Clooney. Hydra! Let go of me, I say! Hydra! It's like a boy and his dog, except the dog is like 10 times your size. Because that makes sense, right? Sorry, Forrest. We had to put Old Yeller down. I'm sorry, I had to make that joke. Just because. How's Forrest? He's calmed down a bit. Better to leave him alone for now. Baby. The ship's drifting. Yeah, because we don't have Hydra piloting it anymore. Varus, I'm sure Hydra's still alive. And so this is basically us wandering around. I wonder where we're gonna go. We can't pilot things. See, this is one of the problems I have with the plot. So the wind just dies, but that's gonna bring up some questions later. Just a little bit. We'll go into them when we get there, I guess. It's kind of a big plot hole, guys. It really is. Fire would grow cold. No. Where are we? Looks like some sort of ship graveyard. It's a zombie nest, where all crippled ships eventually drift to. Ah, crap, not zombies! Well, we gotta get out of here then, baby. Alright, so this is the next dungeon for us, is the ship graveyard. So, yeah, we'll get into this a little bit more as the Let's Play goes on, but, I mean, the obvious plot hole that all of a sudden an element would lose its property. You know, this is one of those times where I like to say God of War did it right, where if you got rid of the god of the sea would then become uncontrollable. Because that makes a little bit more sense. Now, people might think I'm not giving a whole lot of thought to it, but guys, that's problematic. I just don't believe that fire would eventually grow cold. I do believe, however, that fire would be unchecked and would be uncontrolled. So that's a better story selling point than fire would grow cold, the air would stagnate, and so would the water, and so would the earth, because reasons. That's a little bit harder for me to swallow. And this is one of the main reasons why this game is not really in my, like, now that we can go past the top 10, it's not in my top 10 Final Fantasy titles. And if it is, it would probably barely make it. Like, it's ready to get kicked out. So, I'm pretty sure it's not. Like, I'm trying to think of it off the top of my head. I'm pretty sure it's not. But we're gonna go through, because I said I was gonna hit all the Roman numeral titles. So, back into Dragon Age. So the plotline that I dealt with the elves was actually really cool, involving werewolves. No, it wasn't a Twilight story. Basically trying to state that there's a curse that is making people into werewolves, and the reason that there is a curse is because the leader roughly is immortal, and all the curse is tied to him. I loved how that kind of turned out, because it's one of those things that try and say that the elves are always forever pure, but to go the other direction and say, yes, they've made mistakes in their lives, and yes, they are they can make mortal decisions. The Lord of the Rings elves, Legolas not included, seem very kind of vaunted. They are not part of the whole storyline. They don't make stupid decisions. Are you gonna pass through here? We're gonna get wet. Yeah, that's what water does, Forrest. Who cares? Come on! I'm with Bartz on this one. So I love the fact that the elves aren't perfect. That they do have these mistakes that they will make. And the werewolf storyline, I think that symbolized it perfectly, because eventually you find out that a spirit of nature gets involved, and just really great storytelling. But that is pretty much where I'm at in the story. I'm actually getting ready to do the Landsmeet and probably take on the Darkspawn, but I'm not sure about that. Plus, there's DLC involved and things like that. But that's where I'm at. I'm really loving the story thus far. Once again, it is a brilliant BioWare told story, and I recommend it wholeheartedly to anybody who hasn't played the Dragon Age series. I've been told that you can go into Inquisition without playing these games, but at this point I'd probably recommend you start at the beginning just to get whatever story you can out of it. So that would be Dragon Age. Loving it so far. The other update that I have is for Dark Souls. So people remembered that I was actually talking about Dark Souls, but it had been a while. So I got into it again and tried to get a lot of story done. I had to do a ton of grinding, and that was very tedious and very frustrating for me, especially since death is so throughout the game. It became a little bit of a frustration, I'm not going to lie. But I was able to down quite a few bosses. So first of all, I killed off the Bell Gargoyles, which were not as hard as they probably could have been if I didn't know how to do it. Here's the thing. Well, I've been playing Dark Souls. My little brother actually got into it, and he got further than me, and now I kind of go to him as a resource for Dark Souls. But, he explained how to do the Bell Gargoyles, and so it wasn't that bad. Then eventually I took on the Moonlight Butterfly, which I guess is one of the first bosses you can take out. It's really easy. After the Asylum Demon. And so I took him out, and then I came across the Copra Demon. This was a little bit more difficult, but I thought it was actually a really good designed encounter based on the fact that this thing is unrelenting and will check your defense. It's a real check your defense fight. So I appreciated the Copra Demon for what it was doing, and I have heard they show up later, so I'm kind of happy about that. The next boss fight that I took on was the Giant Rat. Now, I'm sure there's a Princess Bride joke to be made in there somewhere, because this truly was a rodent of unusual size. But he's dead now, so I don't really care. So yeah, I took care of the giant rat, and the last one I took care of was the gaping dragon. This, I don't want to know what Lovecraftian horrors that guy sleeps with every night. But the guy who designed that fight, I want to say is messed up, but man, that looked really, really cool. I'm soaked. Looks like we might be safe here for a while. This is what happens when I talk Dark Souls. I can't get into the story of Final Fantasy V. What there is. We gotta get out of these wet clothes. Oh. That's what you mean. And don't try to peek. Do we really have to go there already? Alright, let's dry these clothes. Dar, leave me be! What are you talking about? You'll catch your death of cold, baby. Gar, stop it or I'll slit your gullet! Okay, we don't need to force them to undress, okay? We don't need to do that. And it doesn't even matter because, well, he shirks you off. What is going on? Vraina, she's a woman, baby. Yeah, this is why I've been bouncing around on that. Tar. Me private shame. But why did you hide it? Because it's a pirate's life? This is probably the only plot thing that makes a little bit of sense. When I was but a lass, I was rescued and raised by pirates. And then they went to go work for Disneyland. And I was out of the job. But why'd you pretend to be a man? Let's just say pirates ain't the most, open-minded lot for taking women seriously. Yeah, that makes sense. But I thought you were too pretty to be a man. Hey, this is Japan, for crying out loud. Don't you talk down to me just 'cause I be a woman. Uh-oh. I don't know what the uh-oh's for, but alright. Dar, I'm going to sleep. Okay. So yes, because of gender equality, we have two men and two women. One is just a tomboy because she's lived a pirate's life. Slept like a babe, I did. Look alive, you dogs. The sun's high in the sky. And no, I'm not getting rid of the pirate accent because you know what? She talks like that, and so therefore she's Captain Hook as far as I'm concerned. And that was worth it. What are you lubbers babbling now? We're moving out. Still seems more like a man to me, baby. Deal with it. Farce is farce. Indeed. And a farce is a false thing. Or is a false thing. Right. Alright, so now that we've had that confusion taken care of, I can now just say guy. Or I can say girl. And also, if you can't even notice, like, each person with the job classes will actually have a different outfit. I did like this idea, because as far as this kind of a tomboy, you don't necessarily need to go with the more feminine kind of way to look. You can actually go with something a little bit more unique to her. Same thing with Galuf. So, with that said, back into Dark Souls. Man, okay, so I beat the Gaping Demon, and I just have to say, what is that guy dreaming of at night? Seriously! It is a dragon that has a Lovecraftian horror right in the middle of it. Its stomach is open and gaping for everyone to see. I'm not saying it didn't look like a good boss. It was a good boss, and it was a good boss fight. But at the same time, it was creepy. Holy crap! Because, like, the first thing that you think of is when you get in there is like, oh, it's going to be a crocodile boss because this is a sewer. And then all of a sudden, it arches its neck back and you can see its mouth, I guess. And it's like, what the crap did I just walk into? So, I will applaud them for their boss design. Holy crap, man. But I did down the Gaping Demon. And it was still a good boss fight, and I actually, in the end, got a weapon out of it, which I guess is rare to do, because you have to kill it right. But that's going to go ahead and do it for this week. So, when we get back next week, we are going to finish up the ship graveyard, and we will get even further into the story, or lack thereof, you might say, of Final Fantasy V. Till next time, guys. I promise, I'm going to stop rounding on it. No, I'm not.